Actually.
Heard his breath quicken like a man who'd done a fast sprint along a hill. He shifted, turning toward the bed, triumph flashed through her. She would have him now, her away, fast and furious and done. Then this terrible pressure in her chest, her belly, her head, would find release. Her breath caught in a laughing gasp when he spilled her onto the bed and covered her, pressed her into the mattress, tight body to tight body.
Oh my god.
I'll have to give you that one. There was a gleam in her eye that only sharpened when he pulled her hands over her head and cuffed her fists. But now it's my turn. As I recall, the first time I kissed you, your eyes went blurry and blind. He closed his teeth gently over her jaw, and you trembled. Deliberately, she arched her hips, pressed against him. I'll bet you can't do it again. A man that aroused, that ready, wouldn't dawdle. She was sure of it. Still, she braced herself, and still she trembled when his lips skimmed tenderly, tormentingly over his. Her arms went limp, her mind blank as glass. The pressure that had built to crisis point slid into a glorious aching. The first hint of the rising moon slipped into the room to shimmer silver against the gold of candle flames. He cupped her breasts, his fingers tracing the shape of her against her work shirt before moving to the buttons. She wore a white man's t-shirt, a man's wig t-shirt beneath. After he tugged the denim aside, Sean found himself fascinated at just how sexy her small breasts looked. He felt under that simple white cotton. I always liked your hands. She had her eyes closed now, the better to absorb the little shocks of sensation. I liked them even better now. But when he lowered again, when his mouth closed over her to the cotton, her eyes flew open. Oh, sweet Jesus!
I love it.
He might have chuckled if he could have found the breath for it, but his lungs were clogged, and his head already started to reel. Where had this been all his life? This taste, this texture, this shape? How much more had he missed? She was tugging off his sweater as he dragged her up. Breath ragged, they stared at each other. Whatever shock there was on both sides, she nodded as he did. Too late, was all he said, and pulled his shirt over his head. Thanks be to God. They dived at each other. His hands might have been faster now and just a bit rough here and there. His mouth might have been hotter and more impatient than it had, but it didn't stop him from being thorough. He wanted every bit of her, and would remember always the taste of her flesh, that tender spot just in her breast, the way that angle went to tear from her rib cage.
That is nice.
And the silken feel of it all under his palm and fingertips. The strength of her was no small matter, and outrageously erotic as they rolled together, as he felt her muscles bunch. Erotic still when he made that strength waver towards weakness, feeling her shudder against him when he found some new spot that pleased her. The music was flutes now, lilting and fairy-like, a rise of pipes beneath it. The moonlight, of course, is all about fairies too. The moonlight strengthened, a pearl gleam on the air that was fragrant with candle wax and turf smoke. She buried her face against his throat, fighting to catch her breath. Sean, for God's sake, now! Not yet, not yet, not yet, he said it like a chant. He wanted those small, strong hands of hers never to stop running over him. He wanted to find more and still more of her with his own. Didn't those lovely legs deserve his attention now that he tugged the ripped denim away? And the back of her shoulder was such a marvelous place to linger. For a little thing, there's so much of you. Desperate, she sank her teeth into him. I'll die in a minute. Here now, here. And his mouth took hers again as he slid his hand between her legs. Whoop! Slipped his fingers into the heat. She came in a flood, fast and full with her body bucking against him. He swallowed her cry of shock and release, absorbed it, savored it even as his blood burned for more. Then she was pliant, soft as the wax that cooled at the base of his candles, and he was free to feast on her mouth, on her throat, on her breast. Just let me have you for a while. The pressure built again, layer by layer, Slick and slippery. I never knew you could explain sex like this. Slick and slippery until she stood off the edge of a second time. How could he bear it? She wondered. His flesh was as damp as hers, his heart leaping as high and as fast, his body as tense and ready. Once again she arched against him. Once again she wrapped her legs tight around his waist, and their eyes met in the shifting light. Now, he murmured it, as he slipped into her, silky and smooth, as if they'd mated 1,000 times before. Her breath trembled in, then out. His hands covered hers, and she laced her fingers with his. They watched each other as they began to move, easy and lovely like a dance remembered, rising and falling, pleasure met with pleasure. Then, as if the music demanded it, a sudden quickening of pace. His eyes were darker now, that dreamy blue going opaque as he lost himself. When she tightened around him, when her eyelids fluttered closed and a moan ripped her throat, he held on. Then he buried his face in her hair and let himself go.
Yeah, he did.
And that's that.